Hey guys, gals and MBs, I'm here today with the Empress Zoia. So I ended up getting another one of these. I had one back when they first came out, I think. And yeah, I needed something that was super versatile, something along the lines of what Pure Data could do with some certain setups for delay lines, but I didn't want to use software in order to do it. And I thought now was the best time to do it before potentially Canadian tariffs hit, which is unfortunate because Empress makes very good products and we have to deal with a regime of idiots running the country right now that think it's cool to, basically bully Canada, who's one of our best allies. And, I hope that changes. I hope there are repercussions for the idiots that have done that. To all my Canadian viewers, on behalf of the country, it's just something I don't know. I don't want to say I'm apologizing for, but good God, the massive stupid idiots that have made the reality we're in right now happen. That said, Zoia, let's just go over it. Do I think it's still worth it in 2025? I think so. I really do. And we'll go over a few things that I wanted to do in this video. One of the major things is I needed a multi-tap delay that was super versatile. And I was thinking, hey, maybe a Volante again. No, I'm going to stay away from tape delays. I already have a really good tape delay. The RE202 is, I think, one of the best tape delays on the market, but I needed something where you could potentially pan heads and do things like that for. We'll go over a demo of what I can do with it. We'll make a very quick patch on it. It's not going to be a very advanced video, but yeah, 2025, I still think it's one of the best pedals out there, and it's definitely one of the most versatile. And it is definitely a lot funner than using Pure Data, that's for sure. All right, so we're going to use it with the steam pipe. I did say initially with my steam pipe review, one of the caveats is the reverb, which is absolutely awesome on it. You can't really put a delay in front of it or anything along those lines. But I feel that having a delay after it just sounds just as good. So yeah, let's hear one of the patches. Let me see what we have here. I have, the Starry Loot is the one where we're going to use really quick. And off camera here, I have my launch key, Mark IV, that I'm using. But yeah, new filming setup. Other thing I wanted to show you. So this looks really good, doesn't it? New filming setup. I figured out how to film pedals really well. I got a new tripod. It's surprisingly a newer one, the brand name I should say, and it is designed for above head shooting. So I have my Sony A7 Mark III. Doing the heavy lifting in terms of filming. That's why this looks so damn good. I think it looks great. I have a new lighting solution that has a better color temperature than I had before. I had a fairly good video light before, but it was a little too harsh at 6500K. I wanted something in the 4,000 to 5,000 range, and I think it looks good. And then I have a camera specifically on the steam pipe. So we can do, I'm testing a multi-camera setup. I have multiple capture devices on my Mac Mini, so yeah, just wanted to bring that out. New filming setup. I really like it. And of course, I have my character over there who's not going anywhere. So those people that keep being really mean about it. If you can understand certain things, like with gender dysphoria, then, maybe who won't be such a jerk about it. But whatever. People are assholes. So that said, yeah, that's the patch we're going to be using. One of the initial patches, has version 5 on it. One thing I want to bring up, so I've had a Zoia in the past, but I have the box down here. They've changed the box to have like a sleeve over it. Can you see that? So there's the normal box, but there's now a sleeve that goes over it. I like that. That is a really cool thing. It initially just came in a brown box, but yeah, I know it's dumb to say, but I really like how that works. So really cool. All right, so let's just go over some of the things. Like the initial patch you get now in version 5, which this, like I said, came on, is Loop Forest, which is the one that was made by Red Means Recording. So that's really cool. It uses multiple loopers with pitched changes and things like that. So yeah, that's really cool. Another one that I like that's in this version of the firmware, I don't remember if this was in the original firmware, VSync. VSync is really cool. So what I understand they did in the new firmwares is they want on a patch storage, and hopefully they asked permission to get the good ones on there and threw them onto the pedals firmware. So that's really cool. Yeah, I like that one. All right, let's just start and go and do what I really wanted to get this pedal for, and let's make a cool multi-tap. So we're gonna go pick a new slot, and it is not bypassed. So you are gonna hear nothing. If I bypass it, you hear a signal through. Some people do make complaints that there is a little bit of a delay because it's always going through the DSP. It's DSP bypass as far as I know. I don't notice a big deal with that. So yeah. All right. So because we have no input and output modules, you can really think of this like pure data in a pedal, except more accessible and less like using a spreadsheet to make music. So yeah, we need an input module. So let's go over here to, let me make sure you can see this okay. Yeah, this shouldn't be too swamped out. I got to fix my timings and everything for the shutter speed and potentially the lighting intensity in here, but I think it works. So we go to interface modules and we want an audio input and we're going to make it stereo. Let's change it to a cool color. Let's make it mango. So as you see there, you can kind of see it's mango now. That is our input. Yeah, I'm looking at my video feed. It does look like you can read that just fine. So it's nice having really good optics and a really good camera looking down at your pedal when you're trying to demo it, doesn't it? All right, so let's make that done. So we have an input. Let's put an output at the very end. Audio output. We're going to make it stereo again. We're going to make the color something fun. Let's do aqua. Aqua's a cool color. There you go. So we have our input and output. And we're going to not use the internal mix controls of the delays. We're going to make them 100% wet. So, but I want a dry signal, so let's do that. Let's do that with a VCA. So let's make sure that our modules are there. They should be. As you can see here, that's one of the cool things about it. If you can see it, you can also click on it and you can see the waveform of what's going into it. It's such a nice interface. All right, so there's our left and right channel. All right, what we want to do down here, we're going to go into audio modules and we're going to stick a VCA. The VCA is going to help us with our wet dry mix. You'll see what I mean. When it's changed to channels, we want it to be stereo. Let's go ahead and attach the channels. So you hold down an input and the input of the module. So like that. And then we can do that. We have to finish it. Whoops. All right. So, yep. There we go. There we go. And then we can put the output here and here. We're still bypassed. We have not set the control here. It's set to infinite decibels, which means it's muted basically. Won't let anything pass. So now that's our VCA. Now we have our dry through. Turn up the octave here on my controller. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and add a ping pong delay here. We're going to add more than one, but let's start with one. So go into effects modules. Now we have a reverse delay in the new firmwares too. That is so cool and super useful. It's another reason I ended up getting it again. The reverse delay works really well, and it also has pitch shifting. So we're in ping pong. We're going to go ahead and make it 2 in, 2 out. Okay, let's go ahead and add here and here. Now the inputs are set. Let's add the outputs. So the outputs are now set. You can hear it, but you can hear a bit of aliasing and potentially phasing issues because we have wet signal going in through the delay lines, feedback loop, and dry path. And it's just, we're doubling the signal too much. So what we want to do is go into the mix setting of the delay line and make it 100% wet because we already have the VCA doing the delay line or the dry mix. There we go. Now it sounds really good. Get a little too carried away playing that patch. It's one of the patches I made. I have it in my first video I did with the steam pipe, I believe. All right, maybe it was the making a patch. I don't remember. I made something on that. All right, cool. So let's go in here, and that is by default a clean delay line. Let's edit that. Let's go in here and go to edit the module, and we're going to actually make this a tape. Let's hear the difference. That's tape. That's old tape. There's BBD. Clean, we'll do tape. All right. So let's go back out, finish that. Oops. I don't want to rename the module. Now let's go back in here and change the feedback. So we want it to be fairly strong so it keeps going. Maybe a little less. One thing I will always commend Empress for is their delays sound fantastic. I know I've said in the past that I didn't like the reverb, the Empress reverb, the big box reverb they make. I say it's a big box, but it's actually a fairly compact. I never really liked it. It wasn't that good in my opinion. Now, however, the Empress Echo system, which has a lot of the same, delay algorithms already in it. But the Empress Echo system is still, I think, today one of the best multi delay pedals on the market. I'll actually say it's better than the Strymon offering of the Timeline. But yeah. So yeah, that sounds really cool, doesn't it? But here's the superpower. We can add another one. So let's do that. I know you can copy and paste them too, but I'm not going to do that just yet because I don't know how to do that. So let's go back into effects modules. Let's do a ping pong delay again. It kind of keeps the same settings. So that's really cool. I mean, like the same module you're on. Let's make this a 2 in, 2 out again. And let's make this BBD, right? Let's make them a little different. So BBD, done. Let's go ahead and choose the input. I believe that's... Here we go. I hope I didn't overlap something. No, I didn't. Okay, so input 1, input 2, output 1, output 2. Now it's a little louder because we still have the dry signal in with it. So let's go to our mix settings, which should be here. Let's make this 100% wet again. And let's change the time of that one. Let's make it like 800 milliseconds so we get kind of syncopation going. And let's bring up the feedback as well, which I think is, oops, there's time, feedback. Let's bring that up. Go back into that, and one thing you'll notice here, you see the percentage. That's been in there for a while, I think, but the percentage tells you how much of the DSP you're using, and right now we're only using 34% of the DSP. All right, so yeah, just a quick overview. I'm not going to go too deep into this. This video was kind of like an exercise of my new filming setup, which I'm super stoked about. I think it looks great. This looks just fantastic. And then I can have multiple things. I need to change the shutter speed, though. Look at that. Okay, so that is, I don't know what the shutter speed is here, but that's so much smoother. That's definitely shutter speed because I'm definitely only filming both of the outputs at 30 frames per second. Actually, I think I'm doing 24. I don't remember. So I need to get a 90-degree angle on the shutter to the what you would consider film speed, I think. So that's why it's a little weird. But yeah, it's an exercise with my new filming setup with my new lighting solution and the new stand that I have filming this. So. The only caveat I kind of have is if you can kind of see on the side here, there's a little bit of barrel distortion on the lens. That's just to be that I have it fully zoomed in. It's not the best lens. It's the kit lens that comes with the, is it the 24-70 that comes with the A7 Mark III? It's an older lens. It's definitely not good quality. It's passable, but maybe I'll look at one of the G Master lenses. God, that's going to set me back so much, but they're so nice. I don't know of an easy way to do correction, like lens correction directly in OBS. Maybe if anybody can suggest a plugin that works for that, but yeah, that would actually be more ideal than buying a new lens, wouldn't it? Just to do the lens correction in the software. Yeah, so kind of just a demo of why I got a Zoia. You'll see it in videos. I don't want it to be like, oh, you got a Zoia again, but I wanted to kind of demo it. Kind of want to bring out, hey, if you can, support your smaller pedal makers, especially your foreign ones if you can, and so forth, especially before tariffs get more out of hand than they already are. Because of idiots, again. Things that, you know, rhyme with dump truck. Yeah. Yeah, so really versatile pedal. I guess when I had it back in the day, I didn't really use it all that much in terms of making my own stuff. I used a lot of people's patches, but it's going to be super, super useful in my opinion for what I need to do, especially with multiple loopers. And I will definitely make a video of that. I'm going to probably pair this with the Hologram Electronics Microcosm. I think that's a good pairing. And then maybe just put the Night Verb at the end of it. Maybe that's too much. That might just be too much excitement for everybody. Yeah, so I have a Zoia again. I think it's one of the best pedals to date ever made. It's definitely in the top 10 list of best pedals ever made. Just because it's so versatile. I wish it was a little easier to use, but I guess you can't really make it easier to use because of how much shit you can do with it. But that said, yeah, and the ecosystem from Empress is still one of the best delays on the market. I would definitely say that it's definitely a better competitor to the Timeline, and I think the core algorithms sound better than the LVX from Maris, but that's my personal opinion. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up on this and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but we'll do something fun. I really should bring out the multi-poly again. I think that'll be what I'll do next, and we'll mix some pedals with that. All right, bye.